Hey everybody, it's Atheist for the Cause here, and I have an opinion piece for you based on Bill Maher's statement. So I'll play that. It's got offensive language for those of you who are worried about that. So that's the point of this video though. So let's listen to what Bill Maher said and then react.
To Nebraska more. You're welcome. We'd love to have you work in the fields with us.
This is this is a politician, so he's saying, "I'd love to have you work in the fields in politics."
Work in the fields? That's part of that. That's Senator. I'm a house nigga.
So that's what he said. People are going back and forth on it. Most people that I've seen have either referenced that he should get fired or that he should or have tried to stir the fire Bill Maher controversy, or they've come right out and said that Bill Maher was wrong. And now here we have progressive H.A. Goodman, who does a lot of good work, but he's wrong here. He says, "I'm opposite of politically correct. Hate SJW groupthink. But Bill Maher is wrong. White people must never use that word." This really bothers me, and this shows that H.A. Goodman is a true progressive. He's not a liberal. He doesn't care about an individual and their rights. He cares about a group of people, and that white people, any other group, can use that word. White people can't. That is extremely racist by H.A. Goodman, and he doesn't realize it. He's trying to defend against racism through racism. If it isn't okay for white people to use the N-word, then it's not okay for other races to use the N-word. Now, the most contentious point of this would be, black people themselves. But I would argue that black people themselves either they can use it, and that opens up the gates for other races to use it, or nobody can use the term. And I think it's not about the word that's being used, it's how it's used, in my opinion. And I've always been one that the intent matters a lot more, because we're picking, we do pick the N-word as the most protected word in society. And I think it's a bit unjustified to pick one word to be protected above all other words. So, for instance, if I said the N-word, a lot of people would freak out, around me. But if I go and use the term cracker, that's okay. If a black person uses the term cracker against me in a racist manner, that's more okay to society than, and I'm white, so then if I as a white person use the N-word, even in a joking way, there will be more blowback for a white person saying the N-word jokingly than for a black person using the cracker term in a hateful manner. Just think about that. And are we really on the right path? Now, there are people that are going around, especially a lot of Trump supporters, that are going out trying to get Bill Maher fired. And to them, I have to say, with Kathy Griffin, that was one thing, because that could have led to, and could still lead to, actual harm on the president, where it actually inspires someone to go carry that out. But, with something like this, nobody is being harmed in a physical way. It's not going to inspire anybody to go do anything. So, not in a physical attack sort of way. So, you know, this is like late night comedy. I don't really have a big problem with it. He used it on himself too, because obviously the term house N, I'm not gonna say it, but is a term that is a negative term. So to use it on yourself is self-deprecating, which makes the joke even more acceptable than if you called someone else that in a joking manner. So I think people need to back off Bill Maher, and all this is doing is making. I think this was actually calculated. He's trying to get the attention off of Kathy Griffin to help her, because he sees they're both comedians, and he's taken some of the heat, and he knows that what he said isn't really that bad. He's likely not going to get fired for it, nor should he. And if he does, it just makes people on the right look bad. So now it kind of looks like, oh, you were upset with Kathy Griffin, and everyone kind of understood that. Oh, now you're getting upset with Bill Maher, and then you're going to get upset with the next joke. And now the right has suddenly become the left, and the right is the one complaining about every joke just because the people telling them fall on the left. And, you know, this is all bullshit. If you care about free speech, the funny thing is I fall more on the left than the right. You know, I'm, a liberal in the non-progressive sense, where I care about free speech and individual rights and things like that. So, if you guys don't back off, you're only going to help the progressives. And you don't want to fall on the side of, this type of thing, do you? Where, certain comedy is banned. Because trust me, the progressives will start allying with you, and they'll start trying to push through legislation before you know it that bans certain type of hate speech, like there is in Europe. So I think you should back off of trying to get Bill Maher fired. I mean, let's not ruin our comedy, for crying out loud. And the SJWs are doing a good enough job with that, and the progressives. We don't need the right to jump on board and help them ruin our comedy by getting outraged at every little comedic event now. Every little joke that pushes the envelope. So that's all I have to say. I would actually, throw your support at Bill Maher and say, no big deal. All right. Talk to you guys later.